All right, so it looks like we got everyone in here. So welcome to this dating meetup. It's also the nonpartisan Red Pill Men's Group. Thank you everybody for coming today. And what we're going to do, and to join these meetups, these meetings, just go to tinyurl.com/redpillmen to register for future events. Next month, we're doing an event on the alpha male. Of course, women are welcome to come and participate. We need allies. So what we're going to do is what we're doing is a book study, the book called The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi. And we're doing this section on buffers against rejection in dating. All right, so just to comment, just raise your hand. And feel free to just open your mouth. Upcoming V-Day. Is that Veterans Day that you're talking about, Bob? Hey, Matthew, thank you for coming. So does anybody have any comments on that? Questions? Ideas? We talked about a lot of things like, go ahead, Kathy.
I was gonna ask the same question also because for me Valentine's Day is I always um like kind of wish that I had like a Valentine just so that the the Valentine's Day thing is not as I guess miserable, like when you don't have a like if I don't have a boyfriend or someone, it's like the Valentine's Day thing seems um just miserable. It's just, and then at that time I would just just be grateful, I guess, for the friends that I have. It's like Valentine's Day becomes a day when I uh would just reach out to my friends and say happy Valentine's Day to them, because Valentine's Day, a lot of it is many people think it's for couples, and in my opinion it kind of is, but then it's also for like everyone. Like it could be for your family members, it could be for your friends as well. I actually had a time when I just on Valentine's Day I just went out with my friend, um like a girl, because I didn't have a boyfriend. And we just went to a restaurant together. We just had fun. We sat there and we had fun. We saw couples there, but we were just enjoying being friends. And another time I went to on Valentine's Day, I went to Times Square with a casual friend. He was a guy, but he was casual. There was nothing like, we weren't romantically involved. And I felt better because he was a guy, at least, that I was able to ask, would you like to hang out on Valentine's Day? And he was okay with it. And like other times it was just it just becomes like a day to just kind of appreciate your friends. You don't, if I don't have a boyfriend or a husband, it's like appreciate my friends.
Mhm.
That's what it becomes.
Yeah, I yeah, Valentine's Day. Thank you. The V-Day is Valentine's Day.
Yes, B day, B
Yeah,
day.
V-Day. Um, Yeah, I'm wondering, and one of the things is that um, women are getting hit on all the time. So w- it seems like, I mean, for men, I know we have trouble getting dates, but I'm wondering what's going on with you, Kathy. How come you don't have a boyfriend?
I don't really, I don't know. I mean, I had an experience a long time ago and I, I don't even really know. I don't know how to answer that question. No, I don't have a boyfriend. That's why I'm in this group because
Okay.
a lot of things have happened and things that I've not wasn't intentionally wanting to happen, but there's things that happen. And so that's why I'm in this group.
Okay. So guys are asking you out, right? Because you might have some buffers up yourself that are keeping you from dating something that is going on your mind when a guy asks you out and you say no. You
The
following
the
me?
thing is, well, the thing is, guys will interact with me, but
Mhm.
they don't ask me out on dates. Like they do like like interactions, but I don't get asked out on dates.
Mhm.
I mean, I will be honest here, like the times when it was easy to get a date was during high school and college
Mhm.
because I was in school. But after that, um, after college was over, uh, I went to a dating website, and that dating website um, led me to someone on there told me about a social media, MySpace.
Mhm.
So that's when I started connecting with a lot of people that I went to school with, like high school,
Mhm.
some people from college, some people from jobs that I knew that I had. And I had a lot of interaction with people there. So MySpace then led on to Facebook. And
Mhm.
I created a Facebook account
Mhm.
and I connected to people also on Facebook.
Mhm.
But then I got into a little issue with someone, like a problem with someone that it wasn't my intention
Mhm.
to make this person feel like I didn't like him,
Mhm.
but he took it that way.
Mhm.
And it didn't and it wasn't uh like it's an issue that is ongoing.
Mhm.
And right now, I meet guys, they interact with me, but I don't really get asked out on dates.
Mhm. I'm it seems like you have a lot of electronic accounts, Facebook and all that may and MySpace, which may be keeping you, but I'm surprised you're not getting asked out on dates. Um, at least now, are you on a dating app?
Okay, well, recently, I met someone uh that is in this program. We're in a program, and again, this wasn't my intention to be in this program. Like it was not my intention to have this type of journey for many years. I would have been somewhere else. But I met someone at a program that I'm in, and he recently gave me his phone number. So now we're in contact.
Mm-hmm.
Once someone gives me his phone number, I can very easily communicate with him. And I felt good about that because that has not been happening for a long time.
That's good.
And
That's good.
and honestly, like feeling like nobody wants to approach me or like nobody likes me, it's it hurts.
Mhm.
I'm gonna admit that it does hurt.
Yeah. Well, I think, college time, high school, you're young, your market value is at the highest. Um, but I think even now you should be getting asked out and getting asked out on dates here and there, and guys should be trying to go out with you. So and oftentimes the issue is just deciding who you want to say yes to. Um, so, um, this guy who's so I don't know, how much to say because I think that sometimes there may be, um, I'm sure there's guys that want to ask you out to date, yeah. Have you tried asking men out?
Um, not really.
I think if you're not getting asked out on dates, it could be a variety of reasons. Men are a little bit hesitant to ask, maybe they're things like that. And then of course you can get rejected. Um, but if you think a guy is showing you interest and he's in the right age range for you, you know, you might want to ask him out. Start asking some guys out for coffee, you know, and see, you know, but I don't really know what to say about that. But as far as Valentine's Day goes, I've had some experiences on Valentine's Day that haven't been very pleasant, and I feel like things can be alone in those days, and it's like holidays, and then you have your friends and you share Valentines with friends. But it's also a good time to share Valentines with guys you like, like I might, for example, go through my phone and look at all the women that I've been in contact with them and then send them happy Valentine's gifts, say, and then see who responds. If somebody responds, try and reestablish contact, if, so there might be a way where you've got a lot of guys that and with Valentine's Day coming up, why don't you send out some Valentines to guys. It might be a good, I mean, maybe you'll hang out with your friends, right? And we'd all like to have somebody take us out on a date, and so forth like that. Um, but maybe there's a way to turn this Valentine's Day into an opportunity for you to actually meet some of the guys that I don't know if they've given you phone numbers or you've got emails, you've got social media, send out a bunch of Valentine's Days to these guys or give some Valentine's Day cards to some guys and see if you get any responses. Because as a woman, um, all you really have to do is open yourself up to it in many ways. Um, so okay, thank you, Kathy. Um,
Okay, so just wanted to ask you, you said to send Valentine's Day cards to guy friends that I have?
Yeah, guys that you're interested in at least, or you can send them to friends too. I mean, you know, you don't have to make any distinction, but yeah, try that out. Try to make some contact with guys. You should be being asked out. I don't know if you're coming off as standoffish or there might be a look on your face or something, but go ahead and reach out to guys because if they're not coming up to you, maybe you should make an effort to reach out to them. And Valentine's
Okay,
Day, yeah, it's a great opportunity to do that.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
you're welcome.
Okay. So let's have Clint. I know he's had his hand up there for a long time. Um, Hi, Clint. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. Thank you, Richard. Yeah, I was just gonna say, as far as well, Valentine's Day, I've heard it also called Galentine's Day for the women to get together, and yesterday I heard also Palentine's Day, which I suppose is for guys. But there's no reason why you can't, ask someone of the opposite gender out even if they're if they're friends, you'd never be romantic, or ideally somebody who you'd maybe like to be romantic. But uh, my sense is that women are more sentimental and they only really want to do Valentine's Day with someone they see a future with. I mean, we'd like that too as men, but we'd be willing to go out just for the sake of going out on Valentine's Day, I think. As far as other times, maybe Kathy, um, as a man, it's hard to approach women if you go. A lot of times, women go with a girlfriend to an event, meet up or otherwise. It's really hard to approach women when two women are standing together unless you have a wingman with you. You have another guy with you. So if you go, sometimes just take a walk around the bar by yourself, or if you're there by yourself, I think it's great to try to get a seat kind of at the corner of the bar, and you don't sit facing the bar, you don't sit, out facing everybody, you just kind of sit at an angle, you're kind of approachable, looking at the drink, looking at the TV, talking to the people next to you on either side of the bar, and you swing around occasionally and basically be approachable and not intimidating. Try to make eye contact. I mean, these are just ideas that come to mind. And so for me, what I'm doing Valentine's Day is I have a neighbor whose boyfriend is a long distance relationship. He's in Wales. And he was here for Christmas and stuff. And so I spent some time with Fire and Rescues. We had our annual dinner this couple weekends ago, so I invited her to that, and we won some raffle prizes, and one was a couple of restaurants, free dinners, and so we're going to go split a gift card, and that way it's like, no one has to pay for it, so it's not really a date, but it's just something to do on Valentine's Day. So
Okay.
I just try to have fun with it. I know it's really tough on singles Valentine's Day. I know one woman is planning to sleep the whole day, and it's like, so maybe there's better ways than that. Anyway, just some thoughts.
Okay. You have anything you could need any help with on dating? How's your dating going?
Uh, yeah, lots of help. I didn't know anything about this book. I started reading it last night online. Actually, what I found was the intro to his second book of preventive medicine, and so I read what was available, and it talked some about the first book, and so yeah, I think I might actually get the book. I have trouble. I mean, I just came back from biking. I have trouble finding time to read, so I don't know if anyone has any suggestions. Maybe a book on tape, maybe like a podcast. I don't even typically listen to them, but I might be better apt to read a book if I can have someone read it to me, like an audio book, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I might try that. And um, I'm, yeah, since COVID, I had a girlfriend before that, but COVID hit, and I one thing that's the problem I've got right now is I've just seen a lot, done a lot, got a lot of arrows in my back, blazing trails, and I'm very kind of I would say I don't know that I have an attachment disorder. I've just become very leery of red flags, and
Mhm.
so that's been wonderful for my confidence in the sense that I feel like I've turned the tables, and I very rarely ever ask anybody out. And when I do, it's frustrating when it doesn't work out because it's like, hey, I've uh, part of his book talks about, knowing your quarry and finding out about them and so forth. And I think if I remember right, maybe that was maybe in the movie Groundhog Day, which I saw recently, and he relives the sequence and he gets better each time with the same woman because he's heard her responses to his questions. But so I try to find out everything I can online about somebody first, and maybe talk to friends and so forth. That gives me a clue as to whether we'd be compatible or interests, and whether it's someone I want to pursue. So, I can't say I've had a lot of success because I don't see, um, I'm looking for a long-term relationship and it seems hard to find that. So I thought it was interesting as he talked about periods of time, stages in life, and even times during the month and so forth. So it's a real eye-opener to me. So I guess that I appreciate your meetup group here, Richard, and I guess you're doing this every month now, are you?
Yes, yes, every
So
month.
yeah, so I think I'll come back and maybe try to read the book in between now and the next
Yeah,
time. I might have some more questions then. So
yeah. Well, that sounds great because it really was an eye opener for me too. I It was painful. Sometimes it's painful, you know.
yes,
Yeah,
very much so.
and and I've I've had a history too of a lot of abuse, and so the pain is exacerbated. So it's still painful
Yeah.
in many ways. But one of the things I'm doing is I've realized that the problem I have with women is not my looks, it's not my body, it's with money. You know, I
Hmm.
don't have, a nice, super nice place. I don't have a super nice car. I don't have a lot of extra disposable income. So that's my biggest problem with women. So I'm working on those things. I used to have a friend come over and clean, but I can't really afford that. I need the money. So I do that myself so that when I bring a woman over, I've got um, I'm not chasing her away. I need a new car. I need a different car. I
Yeah,
need,
same here. I mean, I had a Mercedes, I had a nice house because those all got taken away in the divorce, and then
yeah,
so now I'm practicing minimalism and trying to saving money and trying to figure out
yeah,
a lot of the problem is also a lot of women these days, they have children and they didn't go off to college. If they did, they've come back and they're living in the basement, or
mm,
it can be really hard to find a place to be alone unless you have your own place. I mean, before I got married, I had a nice bachelor pad with a leather couch and leather recliner and a fireplace and remote controls and the lights and the music. It was nice, but I guess I'd have to. I don't know. It's a different world these days. So
yeah. Well, you still need those
yeah, I
things.
think you're right. That's what I've got to achieve because I can't count on going back to the woman's place. 'Cause the kids, they may no longer be living in their childhood bedroom, but they're still in the house, and there's no guarantee that they're going away at 18 or not coming back or just home for the summer or something. It's can be complicating, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So if we focus on some of our person improving ourselves so that we're better, and then also our own health and well-being and goals and objectives in our own life, not putting women first in our life. And
Yes.
then yeah, and so those are all helpful things. Um,
Yeah.
but one thing I do though is um, I really recommend just, not sort of screening too heavily at the beginning. You might see some red flags here and there, and you'll learn that after a few whiles. But it really is a number game, and I think you should try and um, shoot out the numbers. Try and ask more women out. Don't knock them out like he said. Oh, that woman's out of my league. Maybe I shouldn't ask her. That woman over there, she's with a bunch of people. Well, I'm not saying those are uncomfortable situations, but find opportunities to ask women out on dating apps and stuff. And don't be too selective. Women are very selective, but men, I think we just need to scatter shot. Maybe a
Yeah, I think
shotgun
that's
approach.
especially true on the dating apps. One question I have, the meetup groups before COVID, you could ask somebody out from a meetup group, and if it didn't work out, another meetup event, there might be 50 people, and you could hang out on opposite sides of the bar and avoid each other if you wanted to. But after COVID, they're a lot smaller. It's really hard to avoid running into people. And if you're in a meetup group that you like, to me, it makes it really complicated. Like, this doesn't end well. Am I kind of banishing myself from this group until to avoid her and or don't go if she's showing up. I don't know if you have any advice on how to handle that situation or encountered it before.
Yeah, I haven't really encountered it before. Sometimes, well, it's best to try and leave on as best terms as possible. But if you can't, yeah, try and avoid each other. But there's plenty of groups out there too that you can go to, and if it's just one person, you're probably going to be able to avoid the person you might not feel comfortable in the meetup group when you met her. But I don't know. You just have to sort of force yourself through that, and hopefully not have such a negative um, situation where you can't run into each other and say hi in the further. That's one thing to try and do. Um, but
Yeah, the problem is some of these people, the ones that live close by, are in multiple meetup groups. So no matter where you go, you're going to run into them unless you drive some further geographic distance. But so that's part of it. But yeah, I agree. Ideally, two adults should be able to part on good terms. But if not everybody acts as a responsible adult, and then where drinking's involved, it can be problematic. So I'm trying to steer clear of that, but maybe I need to just try to take more chances or something.
yeah, yeah, and focus on just presenting yourself well and stuff like that, and trying to make a good first impression with the people that you do meet, and try and ignore the women who have given you a hard time or you didn't get along with or something like that. Just try and ignore them as best you can, and don't take
Okay.
it personally. Don't take it
Yeah,
personally.
right. They're looking for somebody else or it didn't work out, or not the right chemistry or
Yeah,
personality conflict or whatever. So,
yeah, yeah.
okay, good advice. I appreciate it. Thanks, Rich.
You're welcome, Clint. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.